Happy New Comic Book Day, everyone. My name is Chris the Comic Vet, and what a Wednesday. My goodness, what a Wednesday. For those of you that are watching live right now, for those of you that are catching us on the rewind, good news from Saskatchewan, Canada. For those of you that are aware of the situation that's been unfolding for the better part of 4 or 5 days, I think maybe it was Sunday. There was a mass murder that happened Sunday. Where 10 people lost their lives, another 15 or 16 people were actually stabbed. Anyways, those two brothers, the Sanderson brothers, one of them was found dead a couple days ago. The final brother was caught this afternoon. The RCMP always get their man, let me tell you. Anyways, apparently it was a stolen car chase. Cops got him. Oh, well. And the one final thing before I bring the gentleman who I have backstage, not to make light of a serious situation, but those documentarians that were floating the idea of making a documentary about Acetate Gate, well, I think your documentary went from a 1 hour documentary possibly to a 4 or 5 hour documentary, maybe even 3 parts. Anyways, I don't want to get any deeper than that, but my goodness. What a turn of events. Let's bring in Rob and TW.
So the real question, though, Chris, is the Canadian Supreme Court going to limit the magazine size of your knives?
Well, the thing is, the interesting part is a lot of it, I believe, was done on a native Canadian res land. So I'm not sure how it's going to break down, but I'm sure with the fact that
assault knives with like scary black plastic.
Don't know.
I know you're joking, Rob, but think of it this way: how much more damage would they have done with an assault rifle?
I 100% agree.
Terrifying.
I'm just saying
the
stupid shit that some of our countrymen will say is, you see, are any of them ghost
knives?
Well,
what Canada needs is more knives. The only way to stop somebody with a knife is to have a knife on your.
The only way to stop someone with a knife is to call the police, and the cops got them. So.
Yeah, and I do
Indiana Jones had a different way of dealing with it.
I want to say something about Acetate Gate. There are way too many dickheads in this community kicking a dude when he's down. Like, that guy needs like a wellness check right now and not anything else. That's all I'm saying. He was not blameless, obviously, but holy shit, people, knock it the fuck off. I'm done.
Yeah. There's kicking a man when he's down, and then there's doing what's going on.
It's just
anyways,
drama. It doesn't matter. It's just drama.
But happy New Comic Book Day there, Chris.
Yeah, just drama.
With your white shirt and your white skin in front of that white wall.
Whoa.
It's
I'm rocking I'm representing the community.
3 shades of white.
3 shades of white. I totally forgot what I was going to say.
We were going to say that it was a nice New Comic Book Day, although you didn't get a ton of stuff. You have a smaller stack, but you're a happy camper because you need that every once in a while to balance out your budget.
It's been 2 weeks in a row. I did spend a little bit more money last week just because I picked up one of those Peach Momoko variants for Amazing Fantasy 1000. But yeah, it was a pretty good New Comic Book Day. One of the books that I wanted previously, my LCS got in for me, so I'm happy that it's here. I believe TW or somebody said it was actually a good read. When we get to it, I will ask TW at that point. But let's say hello to the chat. And speaking of my LCS, it's Chris from Retro Rocky. Chris, good evening to you, Cat Fan Comics man. Everyone, please make sure that you're subscribed to Cat Fan. He's got a subscriber push going on right now. Wheelchair Superhero 87. Kyle, hope that you're doing well, and your sister as well. Heck Ortiz, make yours DC. That's okay. Hello. Warlord has joined us. Warlord, hello. DJ, my man. Hope that you're doing well. Jimmy. It's been a while since I've seen Jimmy.
Didn't know he still was alive.
Jimmy's alive. Troy's Reviews. Troy, thanks for joining us. Chop and Drop. Thanks for joining us, Chop. Hope that you're doing well.
We miss you, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's been a while. But my goodness.
What about the rest of the chat? Geek Out with Roscoe, Kelly.
Where? Oh,
Green Machine.
Well, let me continue scrolling.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to Wednesdays, people.
It's Roscoe. Today I am friends.
He can blame it. He still can blame it on the vid, though.
I can say today I am friends with Roscoe. Tomorrow and for the next 4 or 5 months, I will not be friends with Roscoe, as him and I are battling in the comic book fantasy football league. And good luck,
you,
Roscoe.
Jimmy.
Kelly, hope that you're doing well. Thanks for that fine that you. Thanks for pointing out that fine. L Green Machine, hello. And yes, Jimmy is here, alive and well, except for Tim. Miss you guys. Jimmy, hope you and your family are doing well.
He doesn't miss Taylor because he sees him every day.
So I did want to, like I said, Kelly actually pointed out an error that was unbeknownst to me. On my 800 subscriber push, I decided to do a Grow Together initiative where I spotlighted 8 channels. One of those there was 5 of those channels that were nominated for Best Unknown Channel from the Comic Book Community Awards. One of those, I actually put the wrong link. Not only did I put the wrong link, I put like the wrong information altogether. So everyone, I need you. There's 12 people hanging out in the chat right now. I need a small favor. I'm going to drop a link to the correct Neighbor to the North Comix, not Neighbor in the North, who actually has pulp culture stuff on his channel. But this is the one that was actually.
That's right. There's only room for one northern neighbor.
That's right. And boom, I just dropped it in the chat. So everyone, please consider heading over here. Just hit that subscribe button for me. I'm not perfect, but thank goodness we have people like Kelly from Retro Rocket Comics that point out the errors and say, hey, just a heads up, this might be the wrong channel.
And guys, if you all try hard enough, I bet the 12 of you can get Chris under 800 subs again, so you can just start it all over and do it right.
But yeah, circumstances is in the house, my man. Thanks for brightening my day the way you always do. And yeah, Kevin, yeah, it's just sometimes, you know, you have like I had kindness in my heart.
Yeah,
I just clicked the wrong channel. It's so close to like they're so
what they
similar.
Say measure twice and cut once.
I know,
right?
I accidentally subscribed to Chris the Comic Veterinarian, so like
yes.
None of us have ever made the mistake.
Yeah. Well, yes.
It's
unless you're from Japan. Unless you're from Japan,
it's only
then you'll know the truth.
We're perfect, right, Tyler?
That's right, Throb. Yeah.
Kenneth Bird, my man, hope that you're doing well. But yeah, I spoke to
nice.
I spoke to
Chris about us lowly Americans can't handle French.
But yeah, no, it may not have even been French. But yes, it was the incorrect channel. That was all my wrongdoing. But the thing is, it was from Toronto, and there was like a Comic-Con tour or some sort of con tour, maybe a toy tour. So it could have very well been the correct one. Like I said, other than the fact that it doesn't have like comics in the channel title, that's what threw me off.
Other than the fact that it wasn't the one, it could have been the one.
It wasn't the one, and I got a little too ambitious.
You're not the one that he wanted.
Hope that you're doing well. And no, it wasn't French. But yeah, I kind of want to just get right into showing the books and talking about the books.
It's a much cooler day today here, I'll tell you that.
In Celsius, what was it?
It's only 35 right now.
35 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
Just stop here.
Yesterday it was 42.
Cool. 35. Come on. 42 is like hell on earth.
Yes.
Frying eggs on site. You know what? Now that you say that, I heard about this record heat wave that California is having.
I'm not making this crap up.
There is something funny about the state banning gas vehicles, but then also saying you're not allowed to charge your electric vehicles. I mean, That's right up there with bringing a knife to a knife fight in Canada, but like,
no. 10 people died, man. Take it easy. Like, come on.
Listen, we call that Monday morning here.
that's the rest of the planet is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a bit warm.
Degrees, that's hot, man.
But you guys, did you ever lose power yet, Rob, or no?
No. I live in an area of California. My city has its own own power generation.
Oh yeah, you're rich.
And so we are less susceptible to that. But it still can happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But most of that was going on up in some of the Sacramento region and whatnot. But they managed to avoid most of the rolling stuff I heard yesterday. People conserved enough, but it hurts because there's not enough, with the drought as well. The lakes are, all the dams aren't generating the same amount of water, hydropower that it normally would. And so while you got nice and solar power, you're just not getting the other thing.
It could be worse. You could be in Jackson, Mississippi right now.
Yeah.
What's going on in Jackson?
No water at all.
There's no water in Jackson?
They had that contaminated water.
Oh, I heard
too much flooding that overwhelmed their.
Yes, I heard that.
Everything, and then they lost water pressure for all this stuff, so they had nothing. So
I know just the right guy to send there to fix their water problem.
Aquaman,
Jimmy, if you're watching, Mississippi needs your help.
And get Kyle. He's a plumber.
Is Kyle a plumber? I didn't know that. All right. Let's
among other things.
Let's show some new comic books. And again,
let's talk more politics and stuff. This is going to end well if we keep going.
No. I want to hold on to the subscribers that I have. I want to give a quiet shout out to my LCS Retro Rocket Comics, located in Cambridge, Ontario. And I'm gonna move away from her.
Oh, why not? You can give that.
Yeah,
you can take care of that gun.
No, that's just a little too close. Maybe.
He's calling himself the Don now too.
Shave a little bit off that. Anyways, if you ever make your way to Toronto, take that 30-minute drive out to Cambridge, Ontario. Check out Chris's shop. Retro Rocket Comics has a fabulous wall of new releases.
The hell with that? If I ever make it to Toronto, I expect you to take me there yourself.
Yeah, this is true.
Why
you'd be welcome there. Actually, you know what? Knowing Chris and his wife, they may come pick you up. Californian royalty.
I mean, no offense. I love Retro Rocket Comics' whole logo and the interaction that we've had with Chris and Kelly and everything. But if I'm going there to see you, buddy. They're the secondary stop.
Okay.
And I'm going to hang shit on your wall.
I got to salute.
I'm going to hang some shit on that wall.
No. I got plans.
You need some posters? You want some posters? I can get you some posters.
You know what? My Chris gave me posters to hang up. And there was actually some ASM in there and everything. So yeah, see, it'll always be Jimmy to me. I know. Yeah.
The only Don in my life is Don Johnson.
Let's see. I don't know if I can pronounce your name. Ghanem. Thank you for joining us. And Jimmy's saying it's bad there too from his and my favorite comics. You're about to see some of my favorite comics. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's get into it. So the book that my LCS got in for me that was released a little while ago was The Dead Lucky from Image. TW, did you read this?
No, it wasn't me. Somebody else told you it was good.
Okay. It may have been someone else's channel that I was flipping through. Yeah, it's cool cover. And I'm interested in it. We'll see where it goes. I did pick up Poison Ivy 4, and then my LCS owner said, oh, by the way, there's a variant. Maybe you want to go take a look at it. And it turns out the variant is Jenny Frizen, so I picked up the Jenny Frizen. And this is actually extra Frizen, if you ask me. Like, this is pure Jenny, but all those extra flowers, that's truly what she does very well. And, Gary's here. Gary, how are you?
Doing well, gents. How are you?
Good. I'm going to carry on.
Dream. Not the dream, just a dream.
Living the dream.
Special delivery of comics.
The franchise, DC's franchise, that is. Batman, was this 127? Yeah, 127 by Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez. It's actually been pretty good.
Better than Tiny Onion.
Better than Tiny Onion. It doesn't. Well, yeah. Unless it's DC versus Vampires. Jim, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. I picked up Black Panther 9, featuring the cover done by Alex Ross. Fantastic work. This might be a spec book. I'm not sure. One of the better Marvel titles I've been reading is Captain America: Son of Liberty. This is issue number 4. Guilty Pleasure book is the new Fantastic Four, issue number 4. My hot pick from Two Cool Guys this past Sunday was a cover pick, and I'm sure glad that Retro Rocket's got that book in, because this is it. My goodness, this could be the best. Cool this could be the best Spider-Man cover I've seen in the month of September.
Amazing Spider-Man 55.
Yeah, this.
I like the cover.
No, I said this one.
No,
this is uncanny, isn't it?
This is Immortal X-Men number 6, the B cover. And well, Rob, if you watch Two Cool Guys, you know a little bit more of the backstory for this book. Just saying.
Yeah,
shots fired on.
But no, the reason why I really like this, it does have that little bit of an Alex Ross flavor to it. It is not Alex Ross.
Yeah, that's more dynamic than Alex Ross. Honestly, I like Alex, but he doesn't do poses like that.
You don't really get to see Peter changing that often. It's more of a Superman thing when it comes to covers. But he even has his glasses in his hand there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Spidey underoos.
And I'm glad Gary's here, because Chris said to me that he found this book and decided that he wanted to A-OK it, so he literally put it on my stack of books. But this is Oracle number 1. Oh. And what makes this book cool?
Is that a new book?
I don't think so.
We're gonna have to write that down and look it up.
This is the back, but he opened it up and has Death Star in it, but it's illustrated.
Oh, Gil Kane, it looks like.
With George Perez.
George Perez.
Yeah, so
that nose looked like a Gil Kane nose for a moment.
Yeah, this is copyright 1978 and then 1986. So I'm presuming this is 80. Yep, June 3rd, 1986.
Yeah, it's not new.
No, it's definitely set in space as everything is done there. But yeah,
it's like a magazine size.
It is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's why I asked if it was new. 1, I never heard of it, and 2, there's been new magazines coming out lately with the Vampirist Carmilla and Shudder, just great horror mags.
Wow, that's cool.
But yeah, so Chris, thank you very much again. This was very kind of you. So yeah, that was a little bit of a lighter new comic book day. I did skip out on Ghost Rider and Punisher. Not that they're lacking, it's just I just didn't feel it. Just didn't feel it today. Maybe next week, we'll see. Just to go back into the chat here.
Gary has an extra one.
Oh,
what's that?
He says Chris has an extra one.
Oh, Nick the Comic Nerd has joined us.
Sweet.
Yes, it is fantastic. He has an extra. Yeah, if you check out Two Cool Guys, you'll see that I mentioned that I kind of thought it may be, it kind of looks like it's Johnny Storm going in the background, kind of doing a little loop-de-loop behind Peter there. But yeah, all right. Rob, my man.
Yeah.
Show us what you got.
Well, first of all, Gary, last night we had to, on the
Jeffrey
Cranky Comic Chat, we mentioned you because our third wheel didn't know who Roy Thomas was.
Yeah.
We said that he better watch out. Gary was going to come break his legs.
Yeah. I didn't know who Roy Thomas was.
If that's where I stop.
Exactly. Well, to be honest, nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
Who's the third wheel?
Oh, Eddie.
You're forgiven this time, not Malo, but never let it happen again.
All right, so into the comics, yes, of course, Batman. I really not a big fan of the eyeballs in there.
Yeah, they kind of creep me out.
Yeah, it kind of makes me for once realize those white eyes isn't as creepy as you used to think it was.
I think that's a pretty cool cover from a non-Batman guy.
Right.
Yeah,
it's still cool.
Yeah, it's just the eyes are just a little weird. I mean, granted, I'm sure that's meant to be there on purpose to show you like how crazy he is or whatever going on. But and then I chose the C cover versus the B cover, just because the B cover was so dark, and I kind of liked, instead of Batman slithering off or whatever adjective I want to use. Beat up crap. I liked the Batman and Robin team up kicking some butt a little bit better.
That's a nice cover.
Then Batman Beyond Neo Year.
Very cinematic cover to that one.
Strange looking Beyonder though.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on that one.
I think it's ending. Star Wars 27.
Great cover.
No incentive for me this week. I don't know if there was one or if my LCS only got one. Apparently there's one person at the shop who's ahead of me on the list for all Star Wars incentives. So unless they get two, I don't get one.
Sounds like you need to contact Jimmy DeDon so he can make some things for you.
Yeah.
Make somebody disappear.
Right?
Yeah. And the Lashley cover with the borders that I've been picking up.
I like the framing.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
What is with Goblin 29? Is that how he's always looked? He kind of looks like a snail.
So funny thing is, actually, it's Osborne. I just read it, like just before we came on, and actually, because this is the Omega, so this is the wrap up of the story arc,
right?
And it actually tied some various things together and wasn't not too bad. It's one of those things where like you get to the end and you go, oh, so all this fragmented garbage actually sort of came together, and into this penultimate battle or whatnot. But
right.
Anyways,
is that it? Oh,
that's it. I was out for less than $30, which I can't remember the last time I was out of the LCS for less than $30.
Wow, yeah.
And it wasn't like I just walked in, grabbed my pull locks. I went looking. I tried to spend more money, and just nothing jumped out at me. Even the wall books were lackluster. The only thing that's up there that really kind of has me, they have the hardcover special edition of Kingdom Come that's I'm kind of interested in, but no.
That's pretty good job.
But what are you gonna do? The one book I was really looking forward to didn't come in this week. Antarctic Press is all over the place with their delivery dates being the small potatoes that they are. Apparently the book showed as shipped, but it hasn't arrived yet. So hopefully I'll get it next week. But that's the Planet Comics #9, which has the Plan 9 from Outer Space homage cover, which just is phenomenal looking. So I'm happy. I'm excited to get that when it finally shows up.
Rob, who publishes Lady Mechanica then?
Oh God, who does publish Lady Mechanica?
Isn't it the same people that do Hellboy? Isn't it IDW?
That's what I thought.
Hellboy's Dark Horse.
It is. Oh, sorry, it's Dark Horse. Thank you, Taylor.
I can look it up real quick.
That's why I thought you were going to say it was.
No. Lady Mechanica is a fun one too, but there's not an active.
She doesn't have an active monthly right now.
Benita's public productions. It's always short little, short things. It's not like there's no ever ongoing series. It's always like a series of limited series. It just says Benita's Productions when I look it up.
So it's Benitez himself.
Paul's in the chat. He says that too. Benzetti.
That's a Retro Rock. It's Benitez himself.
It is Benitez. Okay, so it's self-published. Yeah. Okay. All right. TW. Show us what you got.
Light week for me as well. The shipping issues continue at my LCS, so I'll have books that are going to be a week late. It is what it is, but I have a tiny stack. Flashpoint Beyond, number 5.
How did you find that book?
On the rack. I found it pretty easily.
No. Did you enjoy it?
It was all right. I missed
read his reviews.
Here I am pitching it down the middle for you, man.
Yeah, I haven't read 3 and 4. So I read this one. It's fine. Ghost Rider with Wolverine.
Cool.
Enough said.
I opted for the other one.
Yeah, it was a toss-up. I don't like this cover. I disagree with you guys on this, but
yeah,
I am liking Zdarsky's run on this, and I actually like the backup story too. I got the B cover for Moon Knight just because I had Miracle Man on it.
Oh,
and Dear God, Go Somewhere Already, number 4.
Yeah, the first couple issues were really good.
But they're the same thing.
Yeah, it needs to hurry up.
Issue, and this one
cold.
You can watch at 8:30, but All Out Avengers number 1, Scotty Young variant. It's a book.
It's
Station Manny.
Well, it's illustrated by Greg Land, who it turns out I can't stand Greg Land's art. So.
Wow, I love Greg Land's art.
It's everything about it just seems so photo referenced to me, and I know most of it is. It's just kind of like, it's just stiff and weird, and no, thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a fan.
It really is a light week if that's it for TW.
That's it for me. Yeah, no indies and some DC books missing and stuff. I'll get them next week. So
you didn't do your 8:30 8:30
yeah, it's coming. You get to watch me talk about 6 books at 8:30. It'll be goddamn thrilling for you all.
That's funny.
Okay, Jim. I know that you got some variants. Show us what you got.
I really don't. I got the same Batman that creeps everybody out.
Yeah.
Though I do like that he's got like a little blood right there and some chin hair. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if this. First of all, everything that I'm grabbing, I don't know if it's this week or last week because I didn't go last week. I wanted the other cover, but this is the only one he had.
We getting teabagged on that cover? Or what?
I know. That's why I wanted the other cover because it's a cooler thing. Dark Knights of Steel. This is not the continuation. This is a one shot. Tales of the Three Kingdoms. It's okay. I read it.
I was going to say when he typed that, it was a Future State. Wait a second. I'm like the only person actually reading Future State on the planet, and I didn't pick it up this week. How is that possible? The
Flashpoint Beyond. To get the Joker's name again.
The Dark Crisis.
Well, you get a name.
You get a name, so it's not
That's
Jack
the cool
Napier
cover
or.
You get a name said by a.
That is a nice cover, Jim.
Yeah. This is the Moon Knight.
Not the most trustworthy source.
I didn't even have the option of the other one, so this is the only Moon Knight.
So
and I'm
cool.
digging Moon Knight a lot.
Jed McKay's done a real good job from what I can
He's great on Moon Knight and god awful on Strange. I don't understand it.
Right. I went with the other cup. No, I didn't. I know I pointed to the other cover, but he put this one in there. Son of a bitch.
Oh, did you get the Spider-Man cover?
No.
There was another Wolverine cover.
There was another Ghost Rider Wolverine cover, and I like that one better. Of course, he gave me this one. She-Hulk. I don't know if that's from last week or what, but
no, that's this week. I just gave up on it because it's another story not going anywhere.
Jim, put that back up for a sec.
Don't ask me who it is because I don't see.
No, just put it up for a sec. That is a lot of hair.
Yeah, it's a lot of hair.
That is a lot. That's an incredible.
Don't hair shame, Chris.
That's the variant. The other one had Nightcrawler and
jealousy.
That was no Nightcrawler. Yeah, Nightcrawler and her drinking tea or something.
Yeah,
I hope the end of this because I have not.
That's a cool cover too, but
it is a cool cover. But the series as a whole, I was not.
Yeah, Hector. Every book I showed has had a quarter ding. So.
Same with me. The Immortal X-Men 6, the Spider-Man variant, it's got a little ding in the left corner as well.
Yeah, Penguin is garbage for their shipping and
Punisher number 6, I believe. Yeah, I like the Punisher storyline, and that's all I got as far as new stuff. Then I put this in the box and forgot that it was in there. And he said, "Do you still want it?" And it's the facility.
Nice.
So I said, "Yeah, give me the facility." And then I picked this up, even though a couple people said it's trash to read. I just want to read it for myself and see. I think that was from last week.
It's okay. It's okay. It's got potential.
Okay. And then this one, because you guys
that's a good
really
one.
Mark was
That's
like,
a good read.
Yeah, this is a really good read. And I missed it when it came out. So he actually had some in the back bins. I don't know. And that's it.
She-Hulk was Ijui and Benebe.
Also, if anybody has Calculated Man number 4, you see that, pick that up, and I'm trying to recalculate it.
Is it at 4?
I'll check my.
I think
LCS.
it came out this week. It might have been delayed though.
I think mine didn't have anything. So, but he's gotten really.
Or
weird
is it on? It might just be on 3.
Yeah, I think it's on 3.
I read 3.
Chris is saying often depends on the shipper, and Penguin, who mostly ships Marvel and IDW, are currently changing around their box designs and packaging material. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy is saying that I'm enjoying it too. Jim, I don't think 4 is out just yet. Man.
Okay, cool. Well, my LCS is so weird, man. He's like really tightening up on what he orders and doesn't order, and
well.
I think it's a tough
order everything.
You're not buying enough there, Jim.
Well, I just need to put it on the pull is what I need to do. So that'll go on the pull.
Calculated Man number 4 comes out on the 28th.
Okay.
Paul, I'm glad things are getting better for you then.
It's tough to sit there. You can't predict some of those smaller books. And for those shops, and it's like they get stuck with books that no one's going to buy. It doesn't help anything. So use your pull list today, folks. Help your LCS out.
And I went to the I don't want to say the enemy, the other LCS last Friday on my day off, and that's when I met Bueller. He was at the other one, and I just went there randomly. I said, I'm going to the other one just to see, because he has older books in his long boxes than the current place I go to, and I was gonna go poke around the long boxes, and I said, oh my god, the Bueller Mobile's there. That was fun. I talked to him for a good hour at least.
We had.
So is he like retired?
I don't quite know his situation. I want to say I think he gets some type of I don't know, medical pension or something, or and but it's a long story that I went over with Taylor last week. And I'm not going to go.
Yeah, good conversation.
But
okay.
Fun.
I'm like, I think that's a fascinating lifestyle he's living. I'm just curious about income. Anyways, Gary, my man, show us what you got from Rhino.
All right.
Is that a Mountain Dew you're drinking, sir?
It is Diet Mountain Dew because I'm diabetic.
Oh.
So it's
Diet River with nothing to do.
Huh? Well, yeah. Well, my last diabetes appointment was amazing.
Oh no, I'm not knocking the diabetes I get. It's just the gross ass Mountain Dewness I don't get.
Mountain Dew.
Make your body think you're getting sugar, but fake it out.
I like Code Red.
I love the Diet Mountain Dew. It's delicious. Jesus. All right, so we're gonna start out with All Out Avengers. Got 2 because Jessica Drew's on the cover and in the story, so that's enough to make me buy this.
You'll have to let me know what you think of it, Gary.
I read it. I thought it was fun. There's no heavy lifting going on, but it's fun.
Is that book supposed to be geared towards teenagers? Like I wasn't sure if it was solicited that way.
Non-stop Spider-Man, where it's just more of a throwback to just all-out action.
Okay.
So it's kind of zany. It's not deep. You're kind of thrown into it right away, not knowing what's going on, like why they're in the situation they're in. But it's not hard to figure out. And there's a few good Avengers moments which feel like they're out of the MCU. Like there's a moment when a possessed Captain Marvel looks at Thor and Iron Man and says, "Who dies first?" And they're both pointing at the other one. So it's kind of some fun stuff like that in it, but not deep, just light fun.
Bye, Jimmy. I miss you, even though you don't miss me, you dick.
Hi, Jimmy.
Then, of course, got the border cover too because I've been loving the border covers. So
I didn't know that Lashley had that coming out.
And then, of course, this is Small Town Collectibles, Jimmy the Don's fault, because he showcased this on his channel, and it made me interested. And the art is phenomenal in this too. So
did you get issue 1 then, Gary?
I do have issue 1. I'm waiting to get them all till I read them.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, the last issue of this story's over. The Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, Invincible Red Sonja. Joseph Michael Lisner cover. That cover's just okay. He's a great artist, but I don't want her dancing. I want her killing things.
Good story?
It's been fun. It's one of the better ones that Dynamite has put out.
Okay.
And so the Amanda Connor cover.
Yeah, that one's better. A lot of good signing space. Hold that back up for a second, Gary. Rob, look at all that white spot right there. That's a good signer for Jimmy and Amanda. That's a good cover.
White?
Yeah.
Love it.
And then, of course,
it's definitely an Amanda cover.
She-Hulk #6.
The hair cover.
I like that. It's okay.
A fun cover, but a better cover.
I didn't like that one. That's why I went with the variant.
I kind of like them tossing it up and having a little dinner together.
Tea.
I got
then, of course, this comic that divides people in the fan base, but I've liked it since it's been at Marvel. And this is the 3rd story arc that's starting, Alien #1. The first 2 story arcs I thought were really good. I liked them. The one-shot annual I thought was fun.
Yeah, there was my LCS owner showed me some white covers for that. Yeah.
Great cover cool. There. Yeah. And then I think this is the cover you were talking about.
Yeah, is that like a PX previews copy?
Yeah.
Like, who's doing the story?
If you can check the back of that, Gary, that might be a PX, or there's something special about that particular cover.
Yeah. It's cool. Since 1982, Diamond Comics, 40 years.
Okay, so the Diamond, that's it. Yeah, PXC. Yeah, that's a pretty cool cover.
It is. The art is amazing on it. The alien looks great. And then the last pickup for me is, of course, you guys know I like my magazine formats. You know I like horror. Then we have the Shutter Spooktacular. The world's #1 illustrated horror magazine, probably because it's probably the only horror illustrated magazine, but it's a great magazine. This and the Vampirist Carmilla, they're both great, published by the same company. Great mags, very cool throwback. Every story feels like it's out of the 50s and 60s. It's great. And one of them is always a reprint of an old one. So a lot of good stuff. These stories are fantastic. They feel like a place at a time, and I love them. And that's it.
Nice.
Very cool. I guess that book can lay claim to that, because Red Room is not an oversized comic book at all.
Right.
And that to me, Red Room might be like the best or truest horror book that's being published right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna kind of want to go around the horn for She-Hulk. Gary, episode number 3. Everyone's fully aware of the twerking at the end. But what did you think overall of that particular episode?
I'm still having fun with it. I don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, and I had no issues with her. I think it's keeping with the irreverent tone of the John Byrne series. And I think people in general need something to hate on. And the popular thing's always easy to hate on. But all the people crying out saying that the twerking, it's people that need attention.
I did like when people sat there and said, like, "Oh, that's not what She-Hulk." Oh no, because She-Hulk jump ropes naked. It's like
she was like partially naked on tons of those covers and doing risque stuff.
Right.
And here she was in a full lawyer suit, just doing a little dancing. And
now, granted, it may not be to how that character has been presented up to this point, but it is not completely dissimilar from some of the crazy crap that went on with the character in the comics. So,
I mean, like one of the things that people always say is they say, okay, well, I read the book, and the book is nothing, the movie's nothing like the book. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about it general.
Anything,
And what makes this any different? Why can't it be a little different from the book? It be spot on? It doesn't matter. It's what it is.
Well, not only that, why do you want to see a story you've already read? You already know the story.
Correct. I think it's exactly right. I already know what's going to happen. I want something new. Now, with that said, I don't know what that was in the alleyway that tried to attack her. I don't know what that was. Crew. Okay. Yeah. You call it that? I don't. Yeah. I'm calling it. I don't know what that was, because that was weird.
To me, when I first saw it, it didn't dawn on me it was a wrecking crew. I kind of thought, are these guys somehow stolen like the Vulture stuff from that the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie? Or remember when his crew was putting together that alien tech? That's what I thought it was until they said it's Asgardian tools, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's Asgardian tools.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to get powered up and be back later in the series? Because it look like they weren't powered up. To be back. They just had these skills, but
I don't think. My guess is they're going to be back in the Thunderbolts.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of this show up in Thunderbolts. Yeah. You may even see She-Hulk for all I know, but it's everyone's already casting the Abomination in it or whatever. I'm not sure if Tim Roth is signed on for anything beyond this television appearance. Like
what
again,
else going on?
I was just gonna say that, Taylor.
Yeah. He's in some drunken Canadian show.
Right? Yeah, big paycheck.
I've seen it. It's not that good.
I don't know.
Unless Tarantino has something down the pipeline, he might be available.
That's true.
I will admit that, like Gary, I'm going to show my old white man card here for a second and say that I had no idea who the hell Megan Thee Stallion was or whatever, and assumed that she was a made-up character for the stupid show.
She's a Grammy-winning
again
hip-hop artist.
It's not in my wheelhouse.
Rob, you should listen to the hit song WAP. I won't tell you what it stands for.
Well, that's a shared venture. It's not just her song, Cardi B. It's actually Cardi B's song.
I know, but it features.
Again, not my wheelhouse. It's not what I listen to.
You're not listening for the lyrics. You're listening for the visuals.
And I listen for visuals, really?
On that song.
What?
Video.
I don't know
just
what
the mental imagery.
How you watch things. Okay, I was like, yeah. So I didn't know. I didn't care.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Whatever. Like people getting up in arms over the wrecker being made stupid. He was always stupid.
Yeah. The show, I'll tell you.
They usually lost, but it just looked like
Well, they looked like thugs.
Okay, if you took the Wrecker's comic accurate costume and put him in a TV show, he'd look idiotic.
No. You're absolutely right, because he looks like. Well, I don't want to say it, but you're absolutely right. I don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they just didn't have that build, that muscle, that
Yeah.
They didn't look menacing. They
didn't have presence.
They looked like hipster construction workers, which is accurate for today's era.
Yeah, so I guess it is what it is. But I mean, it didn't matter. She was going to take him downtown and beat the snot out of him. So,
So Paul's saying it's hard to believe it's been 40 years. Steve Jeppy came into the Augusta Book Exchange and opened our account, or his account in person. Our account number is a single digit. Several zeros had to be added before the digit. Okay. 40 years. Congratulations, sir. To operate a small business that long, that's quite the accomplishment. I hope one day, as I'm sure the rest of my panelists, to walk into the Augusta Book Exchange
and find that 40-year-old book that's been sitting there hidden behind, because it dropped behind a cabinet somewhere. Yes.
I'm looking for ASM 300 tucked in somewhere behind those books.
No lie.
Now, overall, this She-Hulk. I mean, the first two episodes, I was enjoying it. This episode I didn't enjoy as much, but it was kind of like, whatever. I just kind of found myself, I didn't break a smile throughout it, but at the end of the day, it's one episode. I'll see what tomorrow brings.
Good point, Chris.
What Chris said.
Chris got a good point. They were trying to take her blood.
I mean, at the very least, that scene added a bit of a through plot to this series, because otherwise there was nothing.
Now, who's the big bad guy? It's not going to be the Abomination.
No, it'll be like Kingpin or somebody pulling.
I'm hoping it's the Enchantress.
Yeah, it's so many different ones.
That's a thought.
Even maybe Julia Louis-Dreyfus's villainous.
I'm betting Kingpin if they're bringing in Daredevil.
It would be fantastic if it was a Kingpin, but I would hope that it would be something more cinematic.
I would be okay with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She at least has comedic timing.
Yes,
like she knows what she's doing.
What if it was Dick Dastardly?
I mean,
do you have to go with the guy that's got the mustache? Is that why?
It's a light, fluffy show. There's really nothing to talk about with it. Honestly, it's like okay.
But to switch gears into something a little bit more violent, House of Dragon. I know Taylor and I talked about this Sunday night briefly on Mark's channel, but
that's Mephisto. Quick, everyone go buy Mephisto books. The spec is going crazy.
Paul said so for sure.
Buy Contessa de Valentine books.
See, that's it. That's who I was talking about. House of Dragons again makes I think it's delivering very, very well. The battle scene was really, really well done. Not quite the same epic that the Battle of the Bastards was in the previous Game of Thrones series, but this was very, very well done. Again, for a COVID show, I'm really enjoying it.
They didn't have one visual I really would have liked to have seen in this episode towards the very end of that I think you probably know what I'm talking about, but
as it was happening and he went in there, I'm like, watch him come back with like half of them just to show that like what he's got done. I kind of expected a little bit of the smoke to clear. With Doctor Who, they're holding up the head, but that didn't happen either way.
That would have been funny because
but it's really good. I get that, like it's not Game of Thrones, but again, I really like this king. I know he's not going to make it, but
this is the episode where I finally liked the king.
He
finally grew a little bit of a
actor. Yeah, he's an excellent actor. Yeah. Like he's kind of back and forth. 1 minute, kind of like hate him almost to the point where I hated Joffrey. Next minute, I'm enjoying him as much as I enjoyed King Robert. And then back and forth, and it's really, really good.
The Jim, time jumps every episode are a little disconcerting, but
have you been watching it, Jim?
Yeah, I was. It took me a second to realize, hey, they moved forward a couple years.
Yes,
because now she's got a little brother, and it's interesting because the woman told her in the episode 2 that, hey, it doesn't matter. You could be queen right now or whatever, but as soon as a boy comes, you're out. And she's like, wait and see. And the father is still professing that same thing. And I thought that was interesting because he'll marry anybody you want for the realm. But when, once he's made that decision, he's not moving off of it. But I think he's going to end up having to move off of it. And I think that's what's going to finally drive the wedge. So I'm curious to see what happens there. But I enjoy it. I love the dragons. I'm like, here they come. It was a crab feast going on. I mean, just burn them up.
Oh yeah, and that one poor guy that was tied to the post had the crabs on him. He's like, "Yes, we're gonna make it," and then the dragon just wipes him out. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
He just stepped right on it.
Metaphor for the common folk in America.
Yeah, pretty much. But I like that she saw the white stag. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Gary, have you been watching it?
I've only seen episode 1 so far. I got to catch up.
I just gave you all of 3 right there. There you go.
I did like episode 1 though, and it took me a minute to realize that was Matt Smith, and I was really impressed. I was like, "Ooh,
yeah, he's rocking quite the wig,
Targaryen."
Yeah, and I kind of thought, like, okay, is she going to end up marrying her younger brother? Because that's kind of the Targaryen way, right? That's how we ended up with the Mad King.
Yeah.
That
Turns
led
out
to
Targaryens are kind of gross.
Yeah,
she'll probably just marry her creepy uncle and forge an alliance.
That may happen. That just may happen. And the last thing I want to touch on is the Lord of the Rings, this prequel series that they don't seem to have that much rights to use for certain terms and certain characters and certain breeds of characters. And
I think a certain other person was misinformed about that.
Okay.
Because apparently I did a little bit of research into it. According to the lore, which I've not read, so this is all hearsay on my end too, but like they weren't called hobbits at the time; they were called Harfoots. So that's what's going on, I think.
So have you guys checked out this new Amazon Prime series yet?
I haven't, because I haven't had time to catch up on the series I'm currently watching, but it's on my radar. And Lady Fantastic had a video on it where she talked about it for a while, and I definitely want to check it out based on Lady Fantastic's recommendation, who is an absolute huge Lord of the Rings fan, and it worked for her on all levels. So
there you go.
Rob, did you watch it?
I watched the first episode.
Rob, are you there?
I'm here. What?
Did you watch it?
No.
Jim, go ahead.
I don't do fantasy shows.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and then into the second. I think I'm like halfway through the second. I had to cut it off and go somewhere, but I'm liking it. I don't necessarily understand it all, but that's okay. I mean, it's keeping my interest a little bit here and there, and if I have questions, I'll just reach out and see.
I think it's go ahead, Taylor.
I think it's totally very different than House of the Dragon, but I think it has some similarities in that there's not any real one standout character yet. But I'm enjoying it. Like I think the criticism, and I will die on this sword, I think it's being troll bombed by racists, because if you like, it's not a fast moving story, but it's also not a 0 star by any means, stretch of the imagination.
Right.
Like, it's visually gorgeous.
It is.
And it has this palpable sense of like unease that you just know it's all going to end up going horribly wrong. So I'm in for it.
Yeah, it's being troll bombed for sure. It's a good quality show. It's decent acting. It's a slow burn for sure. It's a slow burn.
Right.
But those kids and that man or I'm presuming it's a wizard, but that man that fell from space in the wheelchair, and that was the high for me. That was the highlight. And then we had the water monster scene and all of that happening, and that was visually stunning to watch as well. I think it's really good. Not to say it's down, but it's got a lot more places to go up. I just think it's going to be it's going to be a good show.
And with Lord of the Rings, you expect a slow burn.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
It's like 8 million hours long, isn't it?
And the same with the other movies and stuff. Like they have plot threads from each of these separate places that all eventually they're going to wind together. They all do, but like it's just they started out with like 5 plot threads. It's like, okay, that's a lot to chuck in a first episode.
Right, and Game of Thrones season 1 had many plot threads going too, and expected you to know what you're doing. Like I actually watched that season twice over, and the second time is actually when I started to enjoy it, because I gave up on it.
Is this one's going to be 8 episodes? This House of Dragons?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what House of Dragons is supposed to be. I thought I heard 6. I hope it's 8.
Yeah, I think so.
You just gotta wonder what their cliffhanger will be, because
I don't know. I'm just glad that the one good thing that's come out of streaming is there's not a set number of episodes these things all have to have, because tell the story that needs to be told,
be done
all the seasons.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
And also because of that, Taylor, I can't watch a regular season of network. I can't watch 23 episodes of something. I don't have the attention span anymore. You give me 8 to 13, I'm there. 13 might be stretching it. 6 to 8 is a good sweet spot for me.
Yeah, like there's 20. I think the days of like 23 episode seasons are down.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because I remember when the height of the Walking Dead phenomenon was happening, they would do 4 or 5 episodes and then they would take like a 3-month break, during Christmas and the NFL playoffs, and then they would come back afterwards, and it used to drive me batty. But now I get it, right? It's just so much production that goes into these things,
right?
Yeah,
and in the end you're getting 2 or 3 or possibly even 4 movies out of it.
Even like CW's learned their lesson, like with their superhero shows. They're not doing they're doing like 10 to 13 episode seasons now. They're not doing the crazy long, because it's like you're going to lose the audience, and you're going to have such a lull in the middle where you're just trying to have filler bullshit.
That's why with Marvel returning with Daredevil, I guess next
18
year,
that's terrifying.
I really think they're going to cut that in half. I think we're going to have like a full season, and that'll end on a cliffhanger, kind of like what the Defenders did. The Defenders was only 4 episodes, and it did and ended on a major cliffhanger. I think Daredevil will probably have to be the same. There's no way it's going to be 18 episodes.
And the Defenders is only about 4 episodes too long, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's funny because with the 18, when they announced it, you saw a bunch of people going crazy and happy. I'm like, but these are the same people that were complaining about the 13 episodes. Oh, that episode was a filler. But you want 18? You already complained about the 13. Why would you want the 18?
Well, give us 3 seasons of 6, or like that. I think that
if they break it up, it'll be okay. But like it'll have to be more than one arc, because having an 18 episode arc is just unless it's a half-hour comedy.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think we're going to see 45-minute episodes.
No, I mean,
if they want to borrow some of the Devil's Reign storyline for some of this new Daredevil that's coming out, like put Wilson Fisk in some sort of politician role or high-ranking member of New York City or whatever, you're going to have yourself an interesting season. It won't be an 18 episode season as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't go that long, but
I'm curious how much of the brutality they're going to keep. And now, especially because they could go even more brutal now that they're both a little MCU powered up.
We'll see. Like, I think most people would agree with me when I say some of the best fight scenes that have ever happened out of the pages of a Marvel comic book onto big or small screen is what Daredevil did in that Russian fight house, and then again coming down that stairwell,
that hallway. Yeah.
Wait, did you not see the Titania punch?
Yeah. But coming down the stairwell where he's taking on that biker's gang. So those 2 different fight scenes, and obviously the Punisher in prison as well was another fantastic fight scene.
Yeah.
Will it go that way with Disney Plus? I don't know, man. That's Gary, man. That's such a good question.
Well, I mean, they did a little mini fight scene in Hawkeye. Like she, tried to fight him as best she could.
Yeah, but that was weak. That was weak sauce. That was Marvel weak sauce.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that was her. So we know that they can opt to do it, but with like the Daredevil, maybe it'll be the real deal, a little more, rough.
Yeah, bloody hands and broken teeth. Like you felt how tired he was when he was at the end of those fights.
Yeah.
We did get some decent battle scenes and fight scenes out of Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was there during that series, but that feels like it was eons ago compared to some of the stuff that we had.
And that did have that surprise kill scene though with the blood.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, look, they gotta somebody over there's got to know. Hey, Daredevil's a fisticuffs guy. I mean, come on, him and Punisher both. I mean, if you of course, I don't know. I thought Iron Fist was too, but maybe not.
I would like to see a scene of Matt Murdock laced up with the gloves, boxing somebody blind and whooping their butt, and the person just being majorly confused.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys, we just crossed over the hour mark. Kind of want to go around the horn. tell us what's coming up on your YouTube channels. Gary, you're right there beside me. What's coming up on the Gary B Casual Comic Guy YouTube channel?
All right, well, we have In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects tomorrow night, where we will have Phil from Philtastic Comics on the show.
Awesome.
And I filled up most of October this morning, so we got a lot coming down the pipeline. And right now, I'm working with Comics with Bueller on coming on both episodes.
Terrific. TW.
8:30. I talk about 6 books I read. And Chris, the American Horror Story and The Old Man here in the U.S. they shunt those over to Hulu so they can get away with it. So it's a little different here. But
that's true.
Yeah, I'll have reviews of other stuff at some point. I don't know when. We'll see. I don't care.
Jim.
I have got hopefully another package coming that I'll probably film. I got on a permission, so I'm hoping to shoot some video for that. But those will probably just be shorts. They'll just pop them up on YouTube because it's hard to film and dig at the same time. That's really about it. And I'm going to hang out with Gary tomorrow night on the hot seat. And,
And everyone,
anytime he needs a host, I'm there.
Everyone that's hanging out in the chat, please follow Jim, Digger Jim, on Instagram. He went hunting this weekend and pulled up some pretty cool coins, to which my response was, no Canadian pennies.
They're hard to come by. If I was up where Gary lives, I'd probably get a ton of them, but it's harder when it comes down this way. They just throw them right across the border into New York. But see, they don't throw them all the way down to Maryland. It doesn't get that far.
Rob, what's coming up on Rob's Fat Stax Comics YouTube channel?
Tomorrow we will open up a Southern Comic Geek $150 mystery box. And then Saturday I'll be joined by you, sir, and Karate Kevin, as he comes on to Kung Fu chop some slabs with us. And then Monday we'll do some unboxing with Mail Call, And somewhere in there, we'll start releasing tidbits of information about the upcoming Comics Curing Cancer event, which will be at the end of October.
Very cool. Very cool. We'll talk about that in the future. And everyone, this will be Kevin's second appearance on Only
the show.
First appearance on Only Slabs. Second appearance.
First appearance on the show. Yeah. Second appearance on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys just call the show the brand? That way you don't have to bounce back and forth.
It's called The Show. I think there's been the show. There's other shows called The Show.
Or call it the flagship.
Yeah. It is
it's all right.
It's the franchise show for Rob.
Yeah. But it's all good, man. He'll be on there, and just not to make Gary feel, compete, because he talked about October's been filled up for a while. December's filled up. We actually only have like 2 openings left for this calendar year in November.
It's not a pissing contest. Come on.
That's who said it is.
Good night, everyone. They're gonna go back and piss on each other.
No, Gary's got a lot easier time getting guests, just because 10 books is easier than 30 slaps. I'm finding. And he's a more likable guy.
So if you need a filler on a December date, let me know.
December I'm good unless the only one who's really a question for December is the Dorkeries. They think that they should have their books back by then that they wanted
to show.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, I'm still in the middle of my Grow Together initiative for 800 subscribers. I've spotlighted 5 channels from the Comic Book Community Awards that were nominated for Best Unknown Channel, plus 3 more that 3 other channels that I kind of enjoy that I think you may want to enjoy as well. Head over to my 800 subscriber video where I talk about those 8 and what you need to do to try and get into the contest to win this 9.8 copy of ASM 75, the cover done by In Hyuk Lee. Once those channels hit the small targets that I wish they get, I will be going live and giving away, well, a lot of these books that were donated by Retro Rocket Comics. And How we're going to do it, I still don't know. I may have to borrow Rob's fabulous idea of doing that kind of thing. Yeah, you know, a little finger action. My God, Rob, how do you
up and
do
down,
this
back
every
and
week?
front? I love it.
Frick. And
it's a polite Canadian fingering.
Yes.
Right, there's a little more lube on it.
It's done with love.
Right.
And with that, everybody, good night.
And this the Walmart videos. So yeah, it's I did get a cool pull out of the Walmart video that I just dropped. You may want to check out that video to get the finer details on this very cool lenticular copy.
I got 2 of those. Those are fun.
Yeah, they got a little bit of heat behind them too on eBay.
Really? That one?
Check it out. Yeah. With that said, everyone that's in the chat, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. Again, Kelly from Retro Rocket Comics, thank you for pointing out my errors so I can correct it. And everyone, have yourself a great Wednesday and a great rest of your week and a little bit of time. Please check out TW's channel. Also, there's going to be an unboxing challenge going on this evening as well on Alan Rue's channel. You may want to go check that out. They're going to be opening up, I believe, Shop for Comics mystery boxes. And
that'll be a good time.
It should be a good show. With that being said, everyone, take care and thanks for your time.
Bye.